Okay, afternoon. Hello there. My name is Jarek. I'm the Archon Studio CEO. I hope you can see me, hear me. I was setting up today the stream, so and everything works. Let me know in a comment, in a chat. So my voice is still recovering from last week. That's good, all good. From last week, so sorry we needed to postpone it to this week. And unfortunately, tomorrow is my wife's birthday, so I need to spend time with her. So the stream is actually today. So welcome to Thursday, not Thursday. Yeah, I was off sick. I mean, that's the pleasure of getting old. You catch a cold and then it just lasts forever. So I spent like 2 weeks recovering. So if my voice is gone at some point, it came back. So sound was gone for a sec, but it came back. Okay, I was playing with the mic, so maybe I did something. I won't touch it anymore. Let it be what it is. Right, where are we going? Where are we going? We have lots of things to talk about today. I have some stuff to show you, just to catch up on the projects and on the Porthaven, because there's been so much done for that project so far and thus far. And then yeah, I have lots to show you. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. But we're gonna move to slides. That's the button. That's the button. Yeah, that's the slides button. You see what I see? Yes, you see what I see. Sorry for that. As I said, I was setting up today, and I hope everything is gonna be fine. And I'm not gonna do any stuff. Yeah, Shimon was also sick, so yeah. I will send the birthday greetings, that's for sure. No, there is no AMA tomorrow. AMA is today, but we're back on track for after Christmas. After Christmas on Thursdays. Yeah. Okay. Right. So just a reminder, as always, what we're going to be talking about. These are the projects. Reminder about the 14th of January that we starting Orion. Porthaven March, probably April. We want to make sure that we have a ship. Although we have first tools designed for the ship, and I'll show you the scale. I was very surprised about the size of it. So you're probably going to be surprised as well, at least on the pictures. Starsight, it's the second quarter of 2025. Here we did some work. I don't have nothing to show today, but we did some work on the ships. We did change slightly them and we are well slightly. This means we make them slightly rounder. But I will be showing this one on the next AMA along with a new concept for second faction. Invoker, I got something to show you today on Invoker. It's actually last slide of this presentation. This presentation is going to be quite long. It's got like 20-something pages, so I want to go through quite quick today. But we actually started first model, first miniature. We need to get it right, and we want to get it right everything. So we're actually going to take a lot of time in sculpting these miniatures, especially in designing a style, the style we want to go for, and then everything around it. So yeah, this one is obviously fourth quarter of 2025, although maybe first quarter of 2026. We will see, something like January 2026. We see where this one gonna go. We still have to go through the concept we have, which I think requires a little bit of more time still. Something doesn't click in my opinion, but it's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm one of the voices, many voices in this company when it comes to the decided how the product will look. And then we have World of Tanks. It's still scheduled for fourth quarter 2025. This is the card game. There's one more project next year, which I haven't announced it yet here. Actually, two projects. They are not announced yet because we're still waiting for official soft announcement. And the soft announcement for the first projects will be in January. And then second projects, I hope also January, but they're not here on this chart. Some questions. We have some questions coming from Discord, but before that, let's check what we have here. Okay, so can you see? Yes, can you see? You see. Okay, I'm just looking on another screen. So a question about the survey about the Quake game. Did you receive enough sponsors? Yes, we have. We have received enough responses. Yeah, it's kind of we kind of know what we want to do, but part of me and something something we discuss, and I'm not actually ready to go that road, is basically making like full FPS game. I don't think FPS game for board game will work. I mean, there's other examples I can tell you. I mean, Adrenaline is one of them, which is actually quite good and works. But we have lots of answers, and like 30% of them, it's expectations that it's gonna be full FPS kind of type of FPS game because of its Quake. So yeah, that's one of the things we discussed internally, just briefly, what we're gonna do about it and how we're gonna move on with designing the game. But we had much more bigger ambitions for this game. Also, because it's going to be crowdfunded, so we don't think the crowdfunding, I mean, being fully honest with you, being crowdfunding projects for FPS games, if you historically, if you look at what was there, I think was Apex and the other one was Call of Duty. Neither of them were like huge successes at all comparing to other campaigns, like from fantasy and such. So we also have to be careful what we're going to design exactly in terms of this game. So yeah, we have some examples what not to do. We have surveys answers what to do, and we just have to just meet somewhere in the middle. But thank you for that, by the way. Thank you for that, because really important. The surveys are extremely important. We always try to align our thinking and our what next and our plans according to the surveys. Right, some question for Heroes 3. What's the current status of the Heroes Battles wargame? It was planned for... Yeah, it's still planned. It's still going to be released in the 4th quarter of 2025. What's the status? I believe the rules being polished now with the team we have internally here. Now, first kind of announcement or proper visual announcement with the what's the name, with pictures of models, miniatures, and everything else should be round about, I think, about May and June. We have to be yeah. That will be the time. We're going to start doing some sculpting along January, February, but I want to show you too much on that project, because project will be fully retail, so we have to take slightly different approach with marketing. Some sneaky peek you will be able to see it, but no, not much. Not much. I'll do my best. But yeah. We will have, I think, Jason along with Andy, they will be flying over to Poland in April. We want to make like proper interview with them about this game they're creating for us and so on. So this interview will be much faster published than more content, or we will publish this interview along with additional content like miniatures and models. Setting Jervis, yeah. So yeah, that's that. So, but I can see a lot of new planned projects for the next year. Do you still plan to release it with the other games, or it's delayed? It's still planned, so it hasn't moved. There is one project which we haven't announced yet, and if we're going to make announcement any point this year or next year, it might mean that some of our projects we have on our list might probably will be pushed for the next quarter. But still, it's gonna be either quarter 4, which I would like to have in the quarter 4. Proper release for Christmas, is to have this one on shelf on Christmas. There's, you know, have at least one product. Like we never have a chance to release any proper big game or big product for Christmas time. So we'll like to see how this one will work. So yeah, but it is IP project. We are bonded with release dates. We are bonded with a contract, and we have to do everything possible to make sure this is kind of released on time, and the time was actually third quarter of 2024, so we're pushing already for 4th quarter of 2025, sorry. So it's a little bit stretched, yeah. Yeah, So the Apex missed the mark through they didn't make a board game, they make a skirmish game, and they said it was a board game. Actually, it's a good comment. I would agree. I would agree. Problem with that is, if we going to, yeah, I don't know. Still, we have a lot of thinking about Quake. We work on Quake. We work on Quake. So yeah. Currently, oh. It's a tough one. It's a really tough one. Question about the web store. Any plans to adding PayPal to your store? I think no. The one reason is we used to have PayPal, and out of the blue, they decided to actually limit our PayPal capabilities of basically holding our money for like 90 days before release, and absolutely they give us no reason why they did that. It was just like, it was like lottery. It happened to you. So at some point we decided to, okay, there's no point of actually doing any business with PayPal if they acting like that. No, we're not going to be adding any more PayPal to store. I think we have enough options. Maybe we will expand the store, because the store itself for us wasn't that much. We haven't put that much attention to the store, and we want to change this one next year and add more payment payment ways like Apple Pay and Google Pay and stuff. So that needs to happen. Delivery of caves is both exciting and frightening, as I'm not sure where or how I will store all that goodness. Yeah, man. It is frightening here as well. So we have finished all, spruce. I'll show you some models, the last models. Check the comments here. Back on Chronicle X, have you found a local source for cardboard tokens, which was the big part of the original design to be made in plastic design? Yeah, so things about that. We expanding this factory, so as soon as we expand the factory, and it's going to be exactly perfect time for Chronicle X, we will have all those token processes or token manufacturing processes here in-house. Which then means that we're going to be making much better quality tokens, and we won't have to be outsourcing them here in Poland whatsoever. So that is kind of planned for future. That's kind of planned for future. We have a question here. So about Porthaven, any chance of ocean water terrain scatters as a part of the pack or stretch goal? Iceberg, reefs, small islands? I don't think so. That was not planned. Yeah, but we'll see how the campaign will go. It's funny because I think every single campaign we always had some. I mean, now it's much better. The Jakub or Michał or the team who is running campaigns at the moment is much better, because we are fully prepared for, oh, if something happened, if your company blow up, what's the stretch goals and things. But in the past we used to running like, oh my goodness, campaign is going so well, let's come up with some ideas for stretch goals and then just throw them in. Yeah, but this time around we have much more solid plan for the stretch goals, and these ones you mentioned here, they were not planned yet. Not yet, but throw the ideas. There will be portion of terrain pieces or elements there in the campaign. I do have a question about the Balor figure. Oh my goodness, my nose is running again. Is the chest of it be a bit hollow? Yes, it is. It kind of is. I don't have the picture to show you. Neither I don't have a miniature because the tool's being cut. But as soon as we have a miniature, I will show you. But that hollow inside is actually filled by the clear plastic. So you're gonna get a sprue of clear plastic, which is like his internal parts or pieces. And then you can paint it up the way you want, or you can just, I don't know, if you want to modify and add some LED lights in there or something like that. Yeah, LED lights, go for it. But yeah, this is something new, and it is something new. We want to test it as a new technology, a new solution, a new approach to the miniatures. We want to differentiate our miniatures in the future from any type of competition and get them a little bit more, beyond what is available there. I will show you this one on example from Invoker, what I mean by this. Oh my goodness, you guys throwing a lot of questions. Well, amazing to hear that you are going to produce cardboard tokens as well. Yes, and are you going to doing this for the Orion board game as well? Yes. So the idea for the Orion, at the moment, idea for the Orion is to make 100% production in-house, which means everything, all the components, miniatures, cardboard, and so on, so on, so on. I know our internal plan and first milestone we want to achieve is to create a box and have a box making manufacturing machine. We have to have it, but that's no doubt. So we want to manufacture boxes like this example here. So this is a, let me just switch to my face. So that is the first box we're gonna be making it, right? So it's a solid box. So for those of you, if you got your copy of old box, I mean that's for the Kickstarter as well. That's the new boxes. So it's solid, hard, really thick, and you know it's a proper board gaming boxes. And we need to have that because the packaging is one of the downside. I mean not downside, but one of the things which are not good at yet still. And you know, if you analyze what you're not good at and what you want to improve, I want to improve packaging. That's first thing. I want to have full glue boxes for all the games, box games. So Invoker will have that one, Heroes will have that one, and every single, even miniatures games will have the proper packaging boxes. So no more soft boxes. Yeah, that's one thing. So yeah, that's gonna be first step, and the second step is full cardboard and tokens, everything produced, manufactured in Poland and in our factory. I did talk about that one a long time ago. The reason is very obvious, right? It's a part of strategy for your business, for this business, to be fully independent on shipping from anywhere globally. From, you know, if second COVID happened or Taiwan happened, all of a sudden we don't have products to sell you. So we cannot be in a position like that whatsoever. So we're trying to secure the business, we're trying to secure future of Archon by having full manufacturing, automated manufacturing here in our in-house. Yeah. There's a plan, there's a capacity for that one already. So, and now we have more and more customers coming to us with, you know, or would you be able to make like full box for us with miniatures models, which I cannot talk about it because obviously we're under NDAs, but there's a big names coming and want to, oh yeah, we just do everything, but I need a good box for that. So yeah, we have to make it. And that's going to be first step, and then second step, full things. Plastic as well for board games, by the way, and I'll show you how we're going to make it. Not a question. I just want to thank you guys for doing some awesome with crowdfunding campaigns. Thank you, thanks for that. Is a part of every single person in this company really is working very hard to get there, to really, you know, make slightly change comparing to or be different than the other guys. But yeah, it's driven by many people, really, by project managers, by myself, by Michał. So everybody's actually putting quite a lot of pressure and attention, make sure that the campaigns are being delivered, make sure the people are informed. And we were not that, we were bad. In the past, we were bad, really bad. So yeah, it comes with experience and understanding what exactly we do and what we want to do. But you know, well, we cannot be ashamed of our past. It was what it was. We improved, we changed, and we will still improving and still will be getting better. That's the plan. Is January delivery still actual for Heroes board games? Sending all those legacy shipping in 1 month must be hard. I don't think it's gonna be January. I think we're pushing for February shipping. Start February shipping. That's more likely. Because they've been just put on a boat, which means 2 months from now, 2 months and something from now, it's gonna take us to February. So it's gonna be more February, but still gonna be hitting first quarter of 2020 next year for shipping. I was really hoping for January to open it up. In January, we already have like a lot of shipping because the first couple of weeks of January is basically making sure that we have everything out for master help me out here. Battleground. So Battleground will be the first one to be out, and then I want to start doing caves. So because we don't have all the, we have to basically we're in trouble because we have to remove as much stock as possible from the warehousing to get prepared for the first wave of shipping of heroes. So I think caves will have to go straight away shipping, even though we don't have a fully pre-painted. So unpainted will be shipped out straight away. It's 50% of the 50% painted unpainted. So if we remove like 50% of stock, we will generate 50% of more, you know, we will generate of, I don't know, maybe 300 pallet spaces. So that's what we need. That's what we need. But I'm looking at February, more likely. Any way to buy stocks now? No, we don't. We're making this. We love this one, but we are not that serious business yet to think about, you know, buying stocks and all those things, or selling stocks. I funny thing, we had 2 big visitors literally last week. Like, they want to make products with us and they want to see factory. They were very, very amazed with the process we have. They are like, one of them is like 25 years in the business and the other one almost the same. They're coming from big companies in our industry, so you might know which companies they're coming from. And they were saying the same. They were asking questions. Oh, would you like to sell it? Oh, would you like to sell part of it? Oh, you know, do you looking for investors? No, we don't at the moment. At the moment, we're doing quite well. It's like, it's great. I feel great about it. You know, the people ask these questions, but yeah. Yep, that's bringing production back to Europe. That's the goal. At the same time, you can see how many other companies from our industry which want to make products, they also coming to us to actually make those products instead of doing in China. With China, there's lots of things. I mean, many of our companies, many companies in our industry realize that every single month of delay is causing them a lot of money. So having product on time and even having product much faster from Europe, even if it's gonna be a little bit more expensive, you're still gonna make more money, right? Because, you know, you don't have to pay X amount of months additional overhead just because you don't have a product for sale. Making in trays with plastic molding machine. Yeah, actually this is vacuuming machine. So I know the process for the plastic trays. That is gonna be also part of our manufacturing. We need to make that one in house here. It's funny because it kind of used CNC at the beginning because you need to make mold. So you make a mold with lot of tiny holes just for the vacuuming machine, and then the plastic is put on top, is heated plastic, and then it just during the vacuum processing is actually being shaped and formed for that one. So the process is quite easy. I've seen the machines already. So I'm looking at those machines and just trying to allocate them somewhere here because we will need them. Yes. Yeah. We already have some customers wanting board games being manufactured, but we said no. We said basically, I said no because we have to prove the point that we are able to do that for ourselves first. I won't be putting any, you know, external customer at risk of not shipping on time because of I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, that's the first step. You know what you do, and then offer that thing once you know what to do. Okay, we're shifting. I'm I promised myself I'll be saving my voice a little bit today, but yeah, I can't do it. Anyway, I know it's going to be a miniature focus campaign, but would you consider a pledge level just for terrain and ship? Yes, there will be just pledge for a ship. For terrain, I don't know. We need to ask Shimon, he is in the comments here, so may he be able to answer that question. But it's gonna be heavy on miniatures, by the way, very heavy in miniatures. The idea for that is about 80-20, 80% of miniatures, 20% of terrain and ship. Has been there any news when Canada will actually get Battleground on Amazon Canada, so Canadians do not have to pay the shipping and import fees. So thank you for this question. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen January or February. At the moment, at this stage, we are the Amazon is growing rapidly. So I think last month we had like 1,500 orders, or maybe even more than that. This month is almost doubled. So it's crazy. Obviously, it's a Christmas period and Black Friday one, or Black Friday week, whatever. You know what I mean? So it was actually huge, and we kind of start falling kind of apart on this section because it's growing too fast and we don't have a systems. I know the automated systems for booking everything into system, like invoicing, blah blah, was just introduced this week, and it's still not fully working. So we need to get that. We need to a little bit stop. We need to slow down because it will just destroy entire accounting. But once we have that one, so the first milestone is, okay, once we're ready with Amazon USA and everything, all the orders going through automatically and they've been booked automatically in the system, then we can expand it, okay? If I expand like all of a sudden into all the regions of Amazon, it will just destroy accounting. So we have to take, step by step with small spoon. But yeah, it is planned. So it will happen at some point next year. Okay. This one is kind of just general suggestion regarding sculpting. Would it be possible to leave highly descriptive details on the pieces of which there will be multiple copies? Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Well, for the basis is kind of difficult. Because you're looking at tiny pieces, like, let me show you something. Lovely camera. I would just move my microphone. Please tell me if I disappear all of a sudden because I'm playing the microphone again. I want to make sure you hear me. So look, this is that's the lovely, these are the lovely imps. Okay, I changed my mind about them. They're not that bad though. They were kind of not, I wasn't keen on them when I was looking at the renders, but final models miniatures. Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry for holding it up upside down. Okay, that's better. Now, if we're going to make like tiny bits and bobs, look at this. Look how small it is. Right? Some elements are tiny. Right? So, okay, I understand the models and miniatures are small and tiny, but we cannot do that for the hobbyists. We cannot do that for everything. So it could be only dedicated for the small tiny models, which we don't have any other option. We designed them with many kind of armor options or bits and bobs you can put on the miniature. So yeah, so if we do that for everything, you will end up with 150 elements just for the bases. I don't think everybody will like it. I wouldn't like it. I would like something which is like much more simple than only tons of tons of elements to assemble. My ugly face? No, that's not the one. That's the one. Right, what's next? Let me clear that. Let me move to next. Although, yeah, you didn't mention. But as I said, this is extremely difficult to add like small bits, elements, whatsoever. We need to make it that way. We really have to make it that way. Daniel questions: are you still looking at adding spells effects into campaign, stretch goals, or add-ons? No, not for the Porthaven. That will be fully available through our lovely Invoker. So Invoker will have many of spell effects there. So if you're not even keen on playing Invoker game and you're gonna look for some spell effects, you're probably gonna find them a lot with the minis and models and so on and so on. I remember that shipping to South Africa is usually restricted in many campaigns. Any idea the new Mercosur deal will allow you to expand shipping to those locations for future campaigns? I think Brazil, at least, has the big RPG gaming market. Well, yes, Mercosur deal looks promising, I think, very promising. And as soon as we sign the deal, as soon as the EU deal is signed, we're definitely going to be reopening shipping and everything else to Brazil. That's including looking for distributors there. We don't know whether it's going to be signed because our Prime Minister is not quite happy, not quite keen on Mercosur deal. As you know, Poland is still kind of heavy on farming, so there's a risk of some of our branches of economy economical might be impacted, let's say, but we'll see how it goes. Definitely, as soon as the Mercosur deal's there, we're gonna be doing business. We will try to make business in Brazil and so on. And yeah, I haven't been following, to be honest, whether this is like a large RPG gaming market there, but might be, and definitely they're gonna be, well, having new products there. It's definitely good for everybody. And we did try a long time ago to be in Brazil, many years ago. We had somebody who was going to help us, but then it turns out that it's like customs, a product sitting in a customs for months. It's not the best option for the business, right? So no, we decided not to go for any countries from Mercosur. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to that deal. From the customer's point of view, I want a cheaper food, right? Which goes against what our government keeps saying. Well. Any updated estimate for shipping caves? As I mentioned, we have time till May. I wanna throw out warehouse everything as soon as possible, and if shipping of heroes is February, then I'm pretty sure that January we are gonna have to start shipping caves unpainted, because we're still painting it. We're still working on the painted ones. But that's that. Yeah. That's correct. We have some imports from Brazil. We have imported the art director from Brazil. Yeah. Yep. Okay, just to mention this, pledges shipping first, second week of January. I know the boxes are still kind of in last step of getting print out, so that's what team needs to brief me on, but it's still gonna happen definitely January. To show you some things, because I don't want to left you like that one with nothing. I was today walking around the manufacturing manufacturing. I found the spruce, and yeah, they are in the final color. I think they're really good though. They're really good. I mean, we have we have advanced so much. It's like, even I am getting really like, Jesus, really? This is what we're making currently? I mean, yep. It's a part of being a busy person at work when you don't have a time to go and look at the things you're actually making and the people doing the stuff, and then you just realize, oh Jesus, that us. I mean, this is boring sprue, not detail here, but you know what I mean. That one is good. Look at that. Jesus Christ. I'm not surprised we're getting people here and coming and telling us so much great things about us without understanding what they actually say and what they mean. Excuse me. Yeah. New level shit, man. Absolutely new level shit. Right, let me go back to... Not this. Not that. This. Okay, so that's that for this project. Caves, by the way. So last few models and miniatures and sprues, you have seen imps. Let me show you demon. Demon is kind of spiky. I think it's too spiky in my opinion, but that's my liking. I spoke with Sculptor about that one. He mentioned, well, it's a demon, it needs to be spiky, so with spikes everywhere. Right? But okay, it's a demon, so it works perfectly, and it's exactly as it was on the concept. So that is Mag, ugly face. But that's the demon you're gonna get, and that's the sprue for it. I was also looking at the cutting, because this is what is I'm very, very interested in to see whether the team is actually progressing, and I can tell you right now we are progressing a lot, especially the way we cut models and the way how the cutting line is being hidden on these models. So that's good. That's good. So yeah, I can see the yeah, made in Poland. Right. That's the sprue, and then I can show you imp sprue. Imp's sprue. It's not ready yet. This is only a test one. I've seen some flash here, and they did mention that they're gonna be still working on that one to eliminate some flash. You might not see it. I can see it. You might not see it on the camera, but I can see it as well. But that's what you're gonna get as well. So it's quite tiny. I mean, they didn't meant to be tiny anyway. So we needed to make them. Oh, you see that? Where's my finger here? You see that flash here? Some flashes here and then there. That what needs to be done, fixed still. Very good models though. They're really good models. I mean, yeah. It is what we wanted to design, and we did design. So the tiny, small, lovely imps. Right? Oh, have you noticed this? You haven't noticed this, right? So maybe you have. Hydronest. We changed color again. Yay! But this is the final one, guys. Really, this is the final one. I'm promising you. Why we changed it again? Because it was too blue, and we read your comments, and you did mention in the comments, oh yeah, you know, it's not gonna work with other sets, and so on, so on. Okay, we agree with you. We had a chat with team internally, and we said, okay, look, we have to make entire set along the same shades of color, and that's what we did. You have entire set of the caves along with other sets, and this is on the second picture actually. So we go back to my lovely presentation. Excuse me, I'm doing something here which what I shouldn't. Yep. So yeah, that's Przemek. Przemek is our engineer for plastic, for Prismacast. We have 4 machines now. 4 Prismacast machines. 1, 2, 3, 4 machines. And they're running 24/7, by the way. So we are running machines like 5 days a week, but 3 shifts. We have to. There's so many sprues to be painted that we have to be on time. Yeah, and I think this post of Przemek explains that it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's really difficult to get everything up and running. It's a new process. Nobody has done it, so we don't have any options to go to somebody, ask the question, and to help us. We did actually, so it's a funny story, but not really funny. We asked the question for one of the supporting company for this type of machines to come around and help us out, you know, to kind of maybe not improve, but show us how the machine works. So they come up with the idea to remove like 2 light colors out of the machine and just use on the normal SMIC colors, on 3 colors. And it was disaster. So we lost like 3 days of manufacturing because we needed to put machine back where they were. So apparently we now have more knowledge than the company which actually do that for living. This means setting up this machine and calibrating machines and all those things. Yay! Well, again, it is what it is. So why this color change? You can see here. So the focal points, and that's a good point. The focal points element sprues, they need to be pre-painted as well, and we need to find a common ground on, you know, how they're gonna be painted. So that's the reasons why we decided to go for the common colors, right? Change the camera, but I want to show you more. I will be back on questions in a minute. Just give me a minute. I'm alone today, and this is Shimon was off sick, but definitely I need somebody to help me with streaming next time. Right, camera. Especially that I'm feeling my voice is gonna go in a sec. Look at this. Voila. This is colorful, right? So yeah. Can I paint? Well, I cannot paint it like that, to be honest. It will be requiring me a lot of time to paint this into that level. And let me show you a full set. Remove that set. That's not important. Secrets. Yep. That's how the set is gonna look. And obviously I can just show you the mouse and everything else. So yeah, everything is there, pre-painted nicely and looks like ugly mouse and whatever, but that's the set you're gonna get from us. Yeah, so we finished this one today, kind of test and proof that what's the color of the sprue, it needs to be there, and the color and shades and everything else, so it's there. I'm still thinking about the vanishing here, varnish, like we'll see. We have machines to do that, so maybe small tiny change to that, but yeah, that's what you're gonna get. So that's the set. I mean, don't mind, I haven't put any plugs there. We just assemble it just to see whether everything works and so on, but yeah, that's the set. And you can assemble it any other way you want, basically. So yeah, I mean, look at this. Can I just, yeah, look at this. Internally there, you have everything painted inside there as well. I really love this process though. Let me just disassemble this. I'm clumsy, by the way, so probably gonna break something or whatever, but look inside there. Right? Oh, this one ain't go through. Yeah. But that's what it is. Yeah, this process is extremely interesting. I mean, by interesting, I mean it's just basically we're getting better at it, and there's a kind of no limit what we can do. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward for the ship. Yeah, it's gonna be also pre-painted, so yeah. Okay, let's go quickly back to those to your questions. Let me just microphone moving again, playing with it again. Where we finished. Well, the Battleground already in January. Yes, it's gonna go out in January. What are those sprues to? You mean the ones I showed you for caves? They were for caves, and the other ones, the colorful ones, they were for Battleground. Let's skip to the Invoker. First one to look awesome. Yeah, I'll show you that. I'll show you the bull, and well, yeah, I'll show you, explain everything. You can step on a demon without it sticking into your foot. It is not spiky enough. I like that comment. Is that correct? We have to pay additional shipping costs for naval battles expansion after we have paid off shipping of other products before naval expansion was added to Pledge Manager. Unfortunately, yes. The one of the reasons is basically we go above any shipping threshold for the shipping company, and they will require more money from us for shipping. So we always, every single campaign, if you back our campaigns, we're honest on shipping. We really like totally honest. We're not making money on shipping. Most of the cases we are actually adding here and there sometimes. Last campaign of Heroes, we needed like $100,000 because of the shipping cost of from China was much more expensive. But in general, what you expect to get from us, it's just like 1-to-1 for shipping. So if we're gonna get charged additionally for shipping because the content is much bigger and is above the threshold, we're gonna have to ask you for that. So yeah, unfortunately this is what it is. But we're not like some other companies. We don't make money on shipping. Shipping for us is just needs to be on pure zero. So unfortunately, yes. Hey, thank you for your comment. I'll pass that comment to our lovely customer service team. Oh Jesus. Love having Shimon around you, but you are doing great, thank you. I just recovered from flu, you know, 40 years old and flu, it's like you're really dying. It lasted for 2 weeks, man. It was just, no, it's like really bad. Shimon is now sick. I'm from California, very excited about the dungeons and lasers and getting my caves pledges. But really hoping to see the ghost ship here soon for Porthaven. Keep up the good work until then, and yep, thank you for your comment. Right. Then finally, game found Moto B will be sent. Yes, second week of January. That's the idea. We're packing first. We're packing currently. We're finishing whatever is left for the manufacturing currently. So this week and next week. Next week, manufacturing I think is only working 1 day or 2 days, something like that. Then we break in for Christmas. Everybody needs break in this company. Really, like we've been pushing people to maximum and ourselves as well. So we need a little bit of R&R at least through Christmas and then a couple days after. And we're back on 2nd. We're back on 2nd of Jan for 2 days, where the packing will be opening, and then we have a few days off because of the national holidays. And 6th of January is also national holiday, which is day off. And then after that one is full steam ahead again. So yeah, but really everybody. I mean, last week manufacturing was working like, you know, because we also make manufacturing for other companies. You know that. They had like massive orders coming through, and with requirements of getting them shipped before Christmas, still before Christmas, and just manufacturing were working like really like a lot of hours, a lot of overtime hours, just to get sprues out. So, yep. Will the figures from Heroes Battle be also available pre-painted with this new technology that you use for caves? No. If anything will be pre-painted, it will be terrain. So the game will also include some terrain pieces. So if we're going to do anything pre-painted, it's gonna be terrain. Miniatures, I don't think. Because at the moment we have so much things to do. We have a big announcement on terrain next year. It's a huge one. So it's a big deal basically, and that might actually cause a lot of capacity taken from those machines. So yeah, really cannot. Yeah, I'm still here, just spiritual. Yeah, Shimon. Okay. Orion, that's the Orion. So Orion is our next project, next board game. I'm very excited for this one. The two reasons why I'm very excited, obviously, because I'm a huge fan of Orion. You know the story, so huge fan. But then, you know what? There's something else. We've been working on this game, and then if you go to archon.com and then look at the blog, we have very nice testing the game blog. We mentioned people who actually been play tested, and these are original creators and of Master of Orion, right? So we had people who designed the game originally, the video game Master of Orion 1, and they're playing board game, and they were so excited about this board game. Like, you know, the feedback we got, it like it's almost one-to-one what they envisage for the game. So it's actually great. I know that we have to use style from the latest Master of Orion, which is run by other company completely, and so on. We couldn't use anything else. I mean, I had a great idea for logo to use like from Master of Orion 2 and so on, but we couldn't. We needed to stay along with the aesthetics and visuals of Master of Orion, original, well, the latest one, but the gameplay, the everything around it is there. So really having the comment like that is just worth a lot, really a lot, having appreciation from original creators of Master of Orion. So I like that. You can go to archon-studio.com, have a look on the blog. It's also on a game found. We did mention the testers of the game on a game found and the comments. So yeah, it's gonna be a great campaign, by the way. So yeah. So and I really like it. I think there's everybody in the company here like the Orion. I mean, Shimon as well. And in my personal opinion, it's gonna be the best game we have done thus far and released, because there's so much things, so much, you know, a lot of testing went into there and much more work than any other previous campaigns, and we're getting better and better. So The first games were not that good. I mean, obviously, because you have to start something somewhere, and the starting point is usually very on a low level. So, but yes, we improve, and the future game's gonna be even better. Must be, and they will be. Okay. It's 600 to 1050 lumens, if you want to know. 600 is the minimum, 1500 is there. I think the picture doesn't show that, but it's quite a lot of light there. Right, and also if you go on the YouTube, you're on YouTube, you're watching me. But then there is also the Master of Orion at Astra official playthrough. I was going to take part of this, but I basically had so many visitors that week that I couldn't, so I needed to make myself prepare for other, and then I had a big business meetings and I needed to prepare presentations for them, so unfortunately life and work wasn't, didn't give me enough time to play with the guys. But have a look how the game is being played. It's made out of well, it's played on the prototype components. It's not final game, and a game is gonna look much better. But yeah. We're there. That's good. I mean, thank you for that. Wasn't the pledge manager closed already for anything legacy content? So I think it was closed. I think it was closed a few weeks ago. We did send out all the info because the legacies, obviously we needed to close it and get everything shipped to us to push out of the building. So yeah. That's that. Okay. Ship. Are we just jumping? Yeah, we're jumping straight to Porthaven. That's the tooling. Let me just explain what you see on the screen. That's the first tool. One of the first tool, right? So that's a small portion, or rather a portion of the deck. And it's actually this element here, right? This is how big it is. That's the no, why am I moving? What's going on here? Sorry for that. Yep, okay. So that is the portion, that's the portion of the ship, and that's the 28 miniature models miniature. So a few things. One, apparently, and that's not coming from me, but it's coming from our visitors, because we did show them this ship and they were interested what else we making. This is going to be the largest heaps kit for the miniatures, for model. There you go, the largest. So even GW doesn't have that big kit for plastic models or miniature. So yeah, very, very interesting to know that. And yeah, if that's true, which definitely we're going to investigate it, we're going to be announcing this at some point that, look, we have the biggest plastic injection hips model. I'm not talking about PVC models, I'm just talking about the plastic kits. PVC is not plastic kit, it's just PVC kit that, there's other ships and other bits and bobs. But yeah, that's very interesting. But that's going to be huge. It's going to be accommodating entire crew. I mean, entire crew. Yep. Too bad you're going to join the playthrough. There's another video. Yep. Well, we will see if I got time. The problem was this with this video. We took a lot of time on post-processing it. So a couple of weeks of post-processing. So I don't know whether we have a time for that again, because we're back in January, first week of January, and the campaign is like third week of January, so it's gonna be quite difficult. Right, so that's gonna be huge. And we already have like other elements designed for the ship, and then other tooling which is gonna be put in production. So sales and everything else, and then on top of that. So I'm looking for supplier for sales itself, like make them from fabric. So yeah, that should be there. I want them in the fabric as well, so people will be able to use them on a ship. Right, any other sprue? So it's gonna be quite a lot. I think it's gonna be about 13 tools, 14 tools. So it's a big work, big chunk of work needs to be done on that. The biggest model we ever made, the biggest tooling-wise number we ever made, and the biggest kit ever made, ever made. So yeah, if that's true, that's great. I mean, our last model, which was a huge one, was basically the Tarask model, but we did larger models. We did larger model for Parabellum. For Parabellum, it's like a dino, huge dino we made. It's much more. It's not that big. It's not bulky. It's basically slim, but it's still taller. So classify as a bigger model, but that is going to be massive. That is going to be massive. I can see Shimon answering some question. Thank you for answering some question, guys, because yeah, I'm gonna get lost in a sec. Right, Porthaven still 11,000 people, 11,500 people sign up for the project. Thank you for that, and obviously don't forget we have a crowdfunding bonuses models if you join the campaign, if you sign up for the campaign. I want to show you something. This is like a snapshot from our project for Porthaven. This is the set you're gonna have. You can get it. Today we're gonna only talk about a ship crew set. So this, I want to show you just one set out of many. We're gonna have a pool set, port set, bazaar set, and tavern set. So each of them will have portion of miniatures, and each of them will have a portion of terrain. That's including the ship crew will also have a portion of terrain. So today just only ship crew. Does the ship comes with a fan to give it a full cells? No. You can blow. So let's start with the first, kind of more like NPC miniatures. So we got a captain. That's the captain miniature. Then the second miniature in the pack you will find is basically Bippo. This model was changed. Originally this model meant to be ogre, but it was looking like an orc, and then we decided to change it and improve it and make sure it's actually ogre. So here you have it. And thank you for your feedback. I believe that was coming from Discord when people were just saying that's not what they expect in terms of ogre. So here we go. Bippo, the first mate. That's the first mate. Some of the elements are optional, obviously. If you don't want to assemble your model with this shark bracelet or shark necklace thingy, you can do it without it. But it's going to be quite large model. I think looking at 50mm tall model, so it's actually quite large. Then in the set you will find another model which is character model, kind of NPC model. And then we have a first human privateer, lady privateer. And it's gonna be about 20 pages now, so bear with me. Human privateer 2. With an eye, with the cannon gun, I would say. 3. That's the model number 3. Then we have a human privateer 4 pistol, human privateer 5 with bird, human privateer 6, half orc privateer 1. Two and 3. Alana, she's a gold digger. The guys who designed it is just having a great sense of humor, I think, in our company. So yeah, Infernal King 1 and 2. This one is just concept at the moment. We haven't made it yet. So I'm just showing you a concept. Minotaur. We have a Minotaur on the boat, on a ship, and then a Goblin one. I would say cannon loader, female dwarf, male dwarf. As you can see, the dwarf, we changed the style for dwarves. The original style was much more not dwarfish, but we want to go for a much more fantasy style. This is what I mentioned when this project was for the first time announced. So yeah. Fishful Privateer 1 and then Fishful Privateer 2. So it's very diverse, right? The crew on the ship is actually extremely diverse. Then you have Shark Humanoid Privateer. I like that. I really like it. We should have a full crew of the Shark Humanoid. Yeah. And then we have a cook. You need to have a cook on the ship, right? Surgeon, and then Elf Navigator. She looks confused. I'm not surprised. I mean, looking at the crew, I would be also surprised and confused. I like that model. I like how it's shows like how much you can be confused as a navigator. But she's got all the equipments to do the job right. Oh, did I jump 2 pages? No, 1. So then we have a half orc, and then we have a small crew on a ship. Monkeys. So that's that. Then we have a carpenter. Why not? We need a carpenter on the ship, and musician, and also having a musician. So powder monkeys. Of course, it's a powder monkeys. Shimon, thank you for correcting me. Yeah, so that is set. That's the set for. That's the one set I showed you. This is basically for the cruise ship set. A lot of models. You can use them in many ways. You can move them as NPCs or basically as your own crew. And then we have some elements of terrain which are going to be available there, which we already done, some of them at least. These ship chests, cannon, and the bunk beds. There's going to be, well, they're optional for the ship, by the way. So the ship itself you can use in many ways because there's no internal, it's not fixed internal elements. You will find them in a set of ship itself, but you'll be able to modify the way you want. So, oh, do they? Let me just remove the comment. That's what it is. I'm hoping you see it clearly. But there's a new set of chests in that set of in that one single set of things. So it's quite a lot. And then just to give you some sneaky peek, which I'm gonna be talking about in the future on the next AMA, is about traders. So this is the other set, which was this is basically the bazaar set of models and minis. We have a lot of them scoped already. And just to show you some sneaky peek what's next to come in, and I will be reviewing every single set individually with for the next few weeks, for the next few months on every single AMA, just to show you like a zoom in potion. And also the team is still working on that, and especially they work on the terrain pieces. There's gonna be quite a lot of terrain pieces in this set. So I think, yeah, again, quite diverse set, a lot of terrain, a lot of pieces, and a lot of NPCs models. With could be normal NPCs, could be normal, could be just basically, yeah, your heroes or characters even, if you want to use it. And yeah, as a reminder, as always, at the end of this one, so we do have a special miniature 1 per backer if you back it. So it's gonna be quite a lot of those things. We have a list of super stretch goals as well, and then yeah, they're gonna be large models and minis. But we're gonna be quite good on the quite large on the on that aspect. You know, I mean, advanced. We're going to be quite advanced of showing you a lot of models and miniatures before we start the campaign, by the way. So I mean, if everything goes correctly to the plan, according to the plan, we should have almost entire line of miniatures, maybe except a few big ones available to show you during campaign. So it's going to be first Dungeons and Lasers campaign being so much advanced in terms of sculpting. Invoker. Okay, this is the big one. Well, for me personally. That was the original concept of the model we showed you. So we had a small discussion within the team. He's from faction which is called Union. So they do have this Wild West vibe a little bit. So we needed to, and we had like internal discussion about this monster because it's supposed to be hyena. So if initially I envisaged that model to sit on hyena, and I said, well, it should look good because the backstory of this model of this captain is he used to be a sheriff, he used to be a marshal. So they use these hyenas, these mechanical hyenas, as a means of transportation. Yeah, and we have internal discussion. I had a chat with Sculptor, and then, you know, during discussion we decided maybe we're gonna move away from this hyena idea. Let's try bull, and I'm really buying this one because then obviously bison or a bull is also quite good for that. And I even find one picture. I like this idea because I found one picture a long time ago online when I was searching this one. I don't know if you know, in the south of America, they used like a massive bulls. Police use them because they can go into swamp terrains or whatever, just to patrol them that way. So yeah, the idea is there. So we start sculpting it. Let me just explain what you see here. So you see that blue thingy. This is gonna be clearly plastic. So that's what we want to design. This is how we want to design many of our miniatures now. So just to make like that. So you have a clear plastic inside. You can paint it any way you want. You can use like quick paints, or if you're going to still get it like ink paints to add a little bit of shade, to add some shade. But this is a representation of mana. So technology of this game, especially with Union, is metal and mana. Metal, color gold, silver, and mana, which flows. So metal actually traps the mana, and then it just became kind of mechanical element. So same here. You have a bull, which is mana based, and then you have all those metal on top of it, which is slabs, which is held by mana, and actually it's holding mana in place, and so on. So that is the bull. It's not finished, by the way. This is like whip, very early whip. The horns for that bull, there needs to be also clear plastic. There's gonna be a little bit more of here, which Maciej come up with a good idea about having actually some writing on it, not proper writing, but this faction writing, kind of magical writing. What have I done? Yeah, okay, sorry. And so on. So yeah. That is where we are with Invoker. Invoker is obviously far away from being any type of, you know, showing you and playing the game whatsoever, but we need to test and prove ourselves that this idea actually works, and it's gonna be interesting for people to assemble the model the way. I mean, in my brain, I want to set up like 3 models on a table and have like Games Workshop model and maybe kind of like War Machine model, because this game is very similar to War Machine, and then have our own model. And then people are going to be pointing fingers, I think, asking question, what's that? Because it's different than what we see on the left and what we see on the right. And that's the whole concept and idea for that one. Visually, I want to be far away from Games Workshop miniatures or Steamforged Games miniatures, or you know, any other wargaming type of miniatures, and especially away from the PVC. So we're going to bring to the miniatures and models some technology, which is the clear plastic technology. Yes, Games Workshop used to have it many years ago. If you remember, Necron models, they used to have like small plastic rods, but they were not used from material which could be glued with plastic glue. Our material is actually much different. Our material is flexible, that's one, and then plastic glue works with it, so you don't have to use super glue. I remember assembling my Necrons and then just realized, oh Jesus, that glue doesn't work. I needed to change for the super glue a long time ago. Then they move away from it, but we're making sure that it's gonna be there. And the first model, which is gonna be done with this technology, with this solution, with this thingy, is actually Balor model. So that's gonna be first model which have portions of it, like a clear plastic portion of it. So yeah, There's some things which I'm still doubt about it, because how I'm going to paint my model that way, not to make sure that the paint doesn't go on those bits, so we need to paint them in pieces. So that's why we have to make some of these pieces chunky enough that actually you assemble in 3 or 4 pieces, but you can paint them and then assemble the model. But you know, that's only small thing. But yeah. Obviously it's in T-pose, it's not posed. It's gonna be probably posed that way. When they mentioned the ball, I already, you know, seen that ball. Last week we were visiting New York, and we were on the 5th Avenue, and yeah, there's that big bull there. I was envisioning seeing that bull straight away there with this pose, with this dynamic combat pose, let's say. Yeah, so that's that. So the artwork for Invoker kinda reminds me of Arcane League of Legends series. That's correct. This is kind of what we want to do, what we want to go into it. So you are correctly 100% right about this. It looks kind of like Arcane League of Legends. It's hard to say what the style is, because this style, it's not cartoonish. It's like fantasy. I think it's a proper fantasy style, you know. But it's not real fantasy. It's not real fantasy, let's say. So that's gonna be style there, and once we have the first miniatures and models and first demon scoped and everything else, we'll start doing cover arts. You will see this more of this style there. Yeah, the style itself is etherpunk, but the art style, it's much more. It's slightly moving away from the etherpunk. Etherpunk is more about the way how technology works and how things look in that universe, right? Like etherpunks, but we're here talking about the art style, so it's slightly different. It's confusing. Maybe I'm selling you something which is very confusing, but yeah. Yeah, hope not the same plastic. No, it's if you ever had do you have a chance to assemble any of our clear plastic dragons? If you never had a chance to do that, then yeah, it's basically the same. It's basically the same material. Plastic standee, they different, yes. But you're probably talking about HW, right? Because we have our more material for plastic standees. Air shape, okay, probably our shape. Could be made from the clear. Probably was made with different plastic because it meant to be push fit rather than actually gluing it. But yeah. So the mech game is called Titanomachy. Is a part of Starsight universe, and it's planned for next year as well. We've got, well, for next year, for year after. We've got more sculptors in house now, so it's something we can do. We can push more projects out. Not release, by the way, because release-wise, it's just so compacted next year. I don't know how we're going to do it, even with the larger team now, and I'm pretty sure many of the things we have in plan, and we probably have 2 or 3 the biggest projects ever in this company to be done next year, especially on the plastic side of it. So manufacturing everything else is gonna be really difficult, and I'm having also discussion with the big companies in the industry. They want a manufacturing for them. That's gonna be interesting. How we're going to be coping with that, because they might be coming with the huge numbers and huge volumes for plastic models and miniatures, and they're big names, big IPs. So yeah, you might know which company I'm talking about, but there's lots of interest in our manufacturing. Loads, absolutely loads. Yeah. But as I said, we don't want to be just manufacturing company. We don't want to be. We can be in 25% of, you know, maybe 30% of Archon should be manufacturing company for other companies, but 70% of that should be our own thing. Yeah. Be careful with mechs. Lawsuit happened. Right owners in the arm. Huh? What's no? Never heard about this one. What's happened? Sorry, I was living under the rock for the last couple of weeks because I was off sick. But I would be happy to hear what's happened there. So for the mechs, we have our own style, completely our own style for Titanomachy, which is more like, I would say, it's a more like, I would say, Titanfall, more like Titanfall, but nobody else is doing this type of mechs. So yeah, it's kind of the style or what we wanted to define. Actually, I have some concepts. I know the artist is gonna be fixing some things for us because we agreed to do some changes on the concepts. But you know what? Next week I will show you. Next week I will show you. No, well, next AMA, not next week. AMA is every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. It's after Christmas. Not with next campaign. Any chance that we would see an add-on in Porthaven for ship to make it look like airship, astral plane ship, or icebreaker ship? Only the add-ons we have in mind for the ship at the moment is just for the ghost ship, just to make it in a clear plastic. Either it's gonna be translucent or, well, it's gonna be translucent, but either it's gonna be well, we need to find a way. One of the solutions for glow, to make it glow. So we're thinking now at the moment about 2 materials. One material is activated with UV light. When you shine UV light on it, or you have a beam of light coming from inside, it will shine glow green, and that is great because you can use it during the daylight. And the other option is basically being fluorescent, which this is the other portion of well, yeah, we're still testing both. We don't know which one to choose, but we have no option. We have no planned anything like a side ship, and maybe in the future campaigns. So maybe future campaigns will have those additional elements and options for making our ship the sky ship. But let me just explain maybe why, because the elements you are asking for this scale ship, this large ship, they got to be that big. So it means it's gonna be probably like 3 or 4, maybe 5 additional tools. So we would rather go into making those 4 tools or 5 tools of different elements, or quite a lot of different components for the ship to modify it, instead of going for just the airship at the moment. But as you know, we always had and I always want to have it a airship game. So that will be the first step to think about this, how we can make it airship game with both sets, because we have a small airship, and then that ship could be changed into airship. Look up Harmony Gold. They own Battletech rights and like to sue anything that use mechs and they're too sim. Oh no, we're far away from anything Battletechs. Battletechs is 80s, so sorry, no. No, we're not gonna go that way. It's much modern, much modern. Then not even don't have this aesthetics of Battletechs. None of them, none of the concepts we have so far, none of the concepts we have shown. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Battletechs because, as I say, the 90s, I think they're much outdated. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. But thank you for that. Definitely, I'm going to be making sure that we're not anything close to that. Plus, our system, our game is much more different size and scale. They operate within the tiny scale, and we're gonna be operating with much bigger. Much more bigger scale of things. So yeah. But thank you for the heads up. Thank you for the heads up. And definitely we have to be careful with that. We have something. We have some. We do have something there, which we have. Not Helicarion, but we have. Well, maybe that's a good option. For the ship, we have designed it. What we designed for the ship is basically ghosts. So we have those ghosts on the bottom of the ship, which basically maybe I'll be able to show you somehow. I don't want to ruin this. Okay, I won't ruin this. Yeah. So maybe I could. Oh no, I won't. Okay. next time. Let me prepare next time better, because I know I will do something wrong here and my stream will crash. So better not to go that way. Okay, I will be finishing. I want to say thank you for joining me. Sorry for last week, I couldn't make it. I'll see you in 2 weeks time, just after Christmas, right? It's gonna be after Christmas. Yeah, well, yeah, after Christmas. It's gonna be next live stream. I'm not quite sure how much material I will have, because as you know, we're gonna be on pause and people are gonna be at home and enjoying holidays. Maybe some sculpting will be still coming through. Well, at least I will have for you for Porthaven a lot for the Porthaven, because I haven't shown you everything. I just needed to keep for the next shows, for the next AMA. And yeah, and that's it. And in terms of trade shows, we're gonna be at Gamma. Gamma is the show in USA. I believe it's in Kentucky now. Used to be in close to Vegas. I think in Reno, something like that, in Nevada. So now it's in Kentucky. I'm not flying there. There's gonna be team flying from here, showing just the products we have for sale. I'm going to be in Germany at the in Nuremberg for a toys fair. That is the end of January. Then I'm going to be probably covering UK as well, which is the Salute. Then we have a UK Game Expo. Then we have Adepticon. I will be at the Adepticon. So next year is really packed with holidays. Not holidays. It's a true real work, and with trade shows. And we have to divide and conquer, because so many trade shows and not enough people to cover every single one. So yeah, it's kind of difficult. What else there? From the business news, just quickly, we are trying to set up the business in USA. That is kind of, we need to do it quickly, because we really don't know what's happening with tariffs. As you might know, Trump said that's going to be putting tariffs onto products coming outside, even from Europe. So this means we have to be ready for that, and we need to get the business set up in the United States, and warehousing, distribution, sales team. Probably then we will have additional team for doing trade shows and everything else in the United States. But we need that, because without USA, which is the biggest market for RPG systems, for gaming systems in general, we won't grow. So yeah, that's happening. UK branch, it is being set up, but we just left it after Christmas. We're gonna do it after Christmas, because now it's too much other work to do, especially from accounting point of view. So once this is done, we will thrive, I hope. Anyway, yeah, and Jakub just mentioned Leszno in Poland. This is the other one. Then we have a Pyrkon, obviously. Then is the big one, Essence Spiel. That's gonna be again big one. Probably 15 people from here, or 16 people from. At least we have a 16 rooms booked now, so 16 beds. But anyway, about 16 people are gonna be coming from us to Essence Spiel. So that's gonna be a big one. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I will see you after Christmas. So all the best, and Happy New Year, and all the best for Christmas, or for holidays, or yeah, if you don't celebrate Christmas, just get some rest, because it's needed, definitely needed, and recharge battery, because that's what is the January and February for us is going to be extremely interesting time. So yeah. Anyway, have a good one. Thank you again.